It's the Cam Badger coming at you. This is going to be kind of the introduction video. My first introduction video messed up. The file wouldn't export from my Elgato system. So here we're going to be talking about expectations for the year. It's a bye week, week 2. We got Michigan next week. We just played Central Florida, which was a loss. That'll be the first video that goes up. So you'll have to watch that one. It's going to be kind of off because this is going to be the intro video. But that was the first one, and there's UCF, Akron stuff all over the menu. So here we are. This is me, my coach, Cameron Keith. It's me. I'm the coach of the Akron Zips. As you can see, we're 0-1 on 2013 season. This game came out in 2013. Therefore, that's why that's the year, not 2019. But we do have a contract through 2019. So, all right. So the years will be off, but the players are current. So we're gonna go back in time here a little bit. All right, and if you look at these years, the last winning season that Akron had was in 2005. So if we're looking at current time, that's about 14 years ago. That's been a while. So when you go back, and their greatest winning season was 8-3 in 1983, and another 8-win season in '85. So let's back out and let's go look at the schedule. Not a traditionally winning program, which that's okay. You see there, Georgia takes down Clemson. Let's go to schedules. All right, schedules. You'll see some scores here from some of the teams. There's week 2. There it is. There's our schedule. Our first game. So, looks like FCS Southeast came out on top of Georgia. Sorry if you can hear the dog barking in the background. My dog is going nuts. Alright, let's look at the MAC. How did the MAC do in week 1? This might be a regular thing. It might show all the scores from all the teams. Just some interesting ones here we'll highlight. Looks like Michigan State barely escaped Western Michigan. Routes here by Kent State and Ball State, both beating FCS schools. Bowling Green comes out on top of Tulsa. Tulsa's usually a pretty good program in the game. Buffalo didn't really run away with it. Ohio State didn't run away with it playing Buffalo there. So this is interesting. UMass beats Wisconsin. So it looks like the MAC has been handling business. Toledo beat Florida. So the MAC coming out and playing well. Louisville beat Ohio. Northern Illinois beat Iowa. So the MAC doing pretty well against these Power 5 opponents. Miami of Ohio beats Marshall. Okay, that's Conference USA. Looks like we were one of the only teams that lost. I think it was we lost, Western Michigan lost, Buffalo. So a lot of teams won in the MAC. That's good for the conference. That's their conference prestige. It'll go up. We'll show our team schedule now. This is what we got lined up for next week. Number 10, Michigan. So we got to go to the big house. Big game there. Then the next week we've got Louisiana. Then we get into conference play. And as you can see here, I'm not going to announce all the teams. But we do play number 20, Florida Atlantic. They weren't ranked. We want to put them on the schedule. Wonder who they played. Let's hit more info here. They beat Miami. So the small teams beating up on some Power 5 teams. And that's pretty good there. Let's back out. Let's go look at... we'll look at the stats. We'll show you some stats from week 1. Kato Nelson did pretty well, except for the turnovers. He threw 3 interceptions, as you'll see in that game. He is the key piece. He is the piece. One of the biggest reason why we came to Akron in the first place. Rushing, Nelson was also the leading rusher, had the most attempts, also had the longest rush. Van Edwards, we got to give him some more carries. We want him up around 15 to 20 carries a game. So that's got to be changed in next week's battle against Michigan. All right, our leading receiver in yards was Deshaun Brimage from Akron. Freshman, true freshman. Quadarius Smith, we got to get him the ball more. 2 catches ain't going to cut it. I think he had a drop. He did. Andre Williams had a drop, however. He had a pretty good game. Really only had one big catch there for 25-yarder. Nate Stewart he was our leading receiver last game with catches. He was second in yards and had a touchdown. He's a big body receiver, so we want to get him the ball in a red zone formation. Here's some of our other players making some plays as well. Defense really played well. I know you see 41-28. We turned the ball over 3 times. One of the turnovers was actually returned for a touchdown. So that negates 1 touchdown. They had 2 field goals. It wasn't another touchdown. So 3 extra possessions. Excuse me. 3 extra possessions for Central Florida in that game. Not gonna help at all. You look here, Alvin Davis, our free safety, one of the more talented players on the team that we have coming back at an 83. Gilbert right behind him in tackles. Josh Ward, another guy that's really talented pass rusher, had a sack and 2 tackles for loss. But that's all he had, which is a pretty good day. Zaire Jacobs, the true sophomore, had 2 tackles. The defense wasn't out there a lot. Not a lot of tackles being made, but a lot of people with tackles. There wasn't a lot of tackles there wasn't multiple people with multiple tackles, is what I'm saying. There wasn't a lot of multiple tackles. It looks like we only have around 10 people with over 2 tackles. So that's good. We got a good rotation is what that means, and making a lot of plays. Kick return, Deltron Sands, 5 kick returns, 156 yards, so that's good. Punt return, no punts forced. So we did force 1 turnover, but we got to start forcing some more punts. That's pretty much the team. We did have 1 punt. Our partner, he punted for 85 yards on 2 punts, which is pretty good. Our kicker, no kicks attempted, none made. So, got to get him on the board as far as kicking. Got to get down there close enough where he can make some. So now we're going to look at recruiting. I introduced some of our recruits in the first episode against UCF, which will now be the first episode. It was meant to be the second, but now this week we can get in some more scouting. So maybe if you wanted to skip over the recruiting, if you skip the recruiting in the first one, you don't want to miss this one. All right, so we're going to scout here, and he's going to go up 1. So this guy could be a diamond in the rough. I mentioned him earlier, Anthony Jefferson. He's actually our top guy on our board. Got good size, good speed. If his tackle goes up, his pursuit, his zone coverage, and if his agility, if he has some stuff go up, that's great. We want to knock out our team needs in scouting first, so we're going to do that. Spencer, is this the big kid? No, this is similar size to Anthony Jefferson. Ronnie Burke, he goes back down to a 78. He is the tweener. He's around 6'3", 220. Adam Woods, another tweener. And what I mean by tweeners, they're not going to be just in a 3-4. They can play also in our 3-3-5. So Well, we don't have any coverage stats for Adam Woods. We do have coverage stats for Ronnie Burke. He's surprisingly better in man coverage than he is in zone coverage. Stevenson, let's scout him. Defensive tackle, pretty athletic, 64 speed. Got a good tackle, good play recognition. Just look at the fullback Mayfield. Looks like he could be a fullback that could get some catches. Doesn't have a great catch, but if we get it to him, it looks like in space he'd probably do all right. So maybe some handoffs. Use him more as like a running back type. Kicker's got 76 speed. Jenkins, let's really speed up through this. It's just going to be like an introductory episode. We want to get everybody scouted that we can. We do need a punter and a fullback. Are we looking at any strong safeties? I know we need a strong safety. Maybe that's what we could add. Defense. We have no strong safeties added, so we need to go look at a strong safety now. Maybe we have a free safety that we like. We do have 3 free safeties that we do like. So Tyler Garrison. One of the bigger safeties that we have, we'll probably move him over. Sean Moore, not very fast. The slower free safeties is the ones we'll put at strong safety. Robert Schroeder, he is a free safety. So he looks good. If his acceleration can go up some, that hip power can stay in that C range, he could be a player. So let's look at our corners here that we're looking at. Harrison with a good 90 speed, good press, and good man coverage there. Jarius Young. His tackle is pretty good. Got surprisingly good block shed for a corner. Number of the linebackers there. Got all of our outside linebackers looked at. So with D tackles. Okay, Johnny Wilkinson. Not the best speed that we want at on the edge there. He is undersized also. So he might not be a guy for us that we want. He's faster than Matt Love. Love could be kicked inside at 250. He's not long either, so he could be moved inside. Earl Woods. I said Earl Jones. Got some good blocking stats. If his agility's pretty good, he could be a player also. Stamina needs to have an increase, but that's fine. Here are our guards. Pretty good run block there. And in your linemen, you really want to look at that blocking because obviously that's what they do. If you can get a good blocking ratings out of a guy, that pretty much means he's going to be pretty good at offensive line. All these guys are about the same, have different things that they're good at. Marcus Jordan could go up some more. So could Carlton. And if the impact blocking of Jason Clintyre is pretty good, and along with his strength, it could go up too. So potential to improve there. We've got to get another game in. Watch some more tape. Here's the only tackle we're looking at. Anthony Clark. About his size, pretty good size. Pretty good size there. Tight end. Mark Kennedy, only tight end we're looking at. We just want to add a bigger tight end that can catch the football. Don't know much of his catching stats. Looks like he's decent at blocking. Get loose a little bit, looks like, just for as big as he is. Acceleration and agility is not that great. If he could have some long speed, top end speed would be great. Only catching traffic is what we know. Okay, receivers. We do need some bigger receivers that can get down the field. Brian Thomas. John Holland is a guy that we're really looking at right here. 89 speed. He's 6'5", people. He is 6'5". So we're close to getting him scouted. I like his catching in traffic. I want to see his jump. 75 jumps pretty good for that big of a receiver. Another guy, Scott Richardson. Another guy we like. 6'6". So we've always got him completely scouted. This could be another guy that could come in and be a red zone threat for us. Marcus Robinson, more on the speed side of things. Really good receiver from Florida. Scott Richardson's a guy from Minnesota. And John Hollins from Longwood, Florida. And we want to, I know I said this in my intro video, I got to remember to say this. We have a ton of people from Florida. So we want to get in there, we want to recruit Florida heavy still. Get down south and try to recruit some guys. Kato Nelson, I know, is from Florida. Pretty sure Van Edwards is from Florida. I know Quadarius Smith is from Florida. So some of those guys that we already have here, we have a pipeline into Florida. How big is Shannon Lewis? 6'2". So the smallest receivers we're recruiting are 6 foot tall. So John Holland and Scott Richardson really they showed me something I didn't know. I didn't know that Scott Richardson would be that good. Route running not the best. You wouldn't expect route running to be that great coming from a bigger receiver, especially at a 6'6" size. Since John Holland's got B route running, I'd be surprised if he does. But these are the guys that we really want here. We need to get some points on them. Let's get some points on them now. I'm thinking about it. Let's get 100 on him and 100 on Richardson here. Just to activate these bonuses, because we want to. Okay, we're 650 behind there, and we're big time behind on John Holland. Proximity home's big for him, so he might not be coming. But Scott Richardson could be a big get. If we start to fall way out of this battle, we'll just pull off and go all in on Scott Richardson on that receiver. We want some more speed. So Marcus Robinson, I think, is the fastest receiver we have on the board. If he could go up some more, that'd be great. A lot of his catching stats aren't really in there, so that would be great. If we could get in some more speed. Blake's speed still up in the air. We don't know where he's going to be at on speed. Taking a while to explain myself here. So just looking, Brian Thomas. If his route run is not very good, we're probably going to cut him. If you drop into the 50s, you're instant cut. For almost all the time, unless I see some traits that I really like out of certain people. Andrews, he's a bigger running back. This is a guy that I like him a lot. He's a bigger back. I know Alabama was on his list. So Alabama, Air Force, Clemson, Louisiana Tech, and then there's a fifth team in front of us. Let's go to top schools and see. Toledo. So he has 2 MAC teams on his list. We went up a 110. Well, that's offering everybody to go up more. If you offer early and you don't have the instant commit, that'd be the only time I would advise you not to. By the time you get to have the instant commit, you're going to be really good. So this is another guy, Kenneth Thomas. It's another guy that I really like. Got a good arm. Can really move. He's got some good juke, good spin. Eager to see what his speed is, number one. And second, his elusiveness. Because elusiveness for a quarterback means they can't really get their hands on you. And they may not be able to get a good hit on you. So it's all about how they kind of fall and stuff like that. Carrying's pretty good for a quarterback also. Injury is kind of low. But I do like Kenneth Thomas out of Deerfield Beach. It's smaller than what I like. But he really likes our playing style, which is good. Got to keep it up, the way we play with our guys there. So Guys that we really like. I do want to get some points on Jarius Young. So I'm gonna put 100 on Young. Do want to get some points on Moore just because it'll probably slide over to strong safety. Do want to get some points on Schroeder. Stevenson is another guy that I really like. Need to get some points on our fullbacks. Don't want to neglect our fullbacks. We got 500 on our kicker already. The guy with the speed. We gotta have some points for Marcus Robinson. He's the fastest receiver we're recruiting right now. The big guys, we gotta have some points for them. We'll just put 500 on there now. We gotta spread our points out. Our points have got to be spread out just because we don't have the luxury of just recruiting whoever, however we want to. If we can put some more on those linemen, that would be great. So I'm gonna go up and make sure the linemen get at least 100, just like the skill guys. They're just as important. Is Matt Love the guy that I like? This is the guy that can play inside also, huh? Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to put 100 on him. Lundy, what was Lundy's? Lundy's a pretty good overall receiver. We'll put 50 on Lundy for now. I'd like to put 50 on Chris Jenkins. He'd be just strictly a 3-4 guy. I don't think his coverage stats are that great. Actually got some really good coverage stats, but I need to see his finesse moves. So let's put 25 on him instead of that 50. Put 100 on the fullback here. Nicholas Adams, Lewis Clark. Okay, we'll put 100 there. Let's put 100 on the punter. Gotta have a punter. Alright, so we're only going to get 75 on the punter, so we got to remind ourselves to do that next episode. Next time we do some recruiting. When we get back into recruiting, the next time we do some would probably be, maybe not the next episode, but maybe the episode after that. Or I might just do recruiting every week because I'm going to do recruiting anyway. So I'm just going to probably do recruiting every week. Probably won't be as much after we get all the scouting done. Probably just run through and see what players is liking us after we get the scouting done. The scouting's almost done. But we have Michigan next week. Make sure you tune in. We got to bounce back after this loss to Central Florida. We'll look to cut down on turnovers. Look for our defense to be making some more plays. We'll probably run some more blitzes. And all right, well, that'll be all for today. And this has been the Cam Badger. Tune in next time for the next episode. Number 10 Michigan at the Big House. So it's going to be quite the challenge. I don't think they're quite going to be to the talent level of Central Florida. So I think they're going to be just a touch better. But